Why do small businesses fail? There's a few reasons why they can fail, but one of the things that stands out the most to me that I think is probably one of the biggest reasons they fail is not the financials. It's not whether or not they have enough sales coming in. It's not whether or not they're delivering. All those things can be contributing factors. However, the number one reason I believe small businesses and startups fail and entrepreneurs, they close down shop, is most often they lose hope. Now, whenever a small business owner starts, there's this huge stir of emotions. There's massive excitement levels, there's fear, there's hope, there's dreams of what they're going to achieve. And if they're not careful, oftentimes they'll be walking down that road doing their thing and all of a sudden, wham, and they just get slammed from nowhere. And that punch, it can really hurt. If you're not used to operating in that space, getting punched like that, that can be just debilitating. And then when you get back and you're like, oh man, and wham, here comes another one. And you start learning how much you actually didn't know about business. Maybe you came into it thinking that, oh, I'm really good at doing my craft and my skill, so I'm going to be excellent at business. Everybody's going to want to hire me because I'm so good at what I do. And probably that's true. If everyone knew about you and knew all the things, they probably would want to hire you. But there's so much more to running a business than simply being good at your craft. And so business owners each and every day are going to get hit over and over and over with these moments where they recognize, I'm not enough as I am today. There's things I need to learn. There's skills I need to figure out. Maybe I have to hire people. But each day they just get hit with all of these obstacles where they can recognize moments where they can get better, and they have to get better. Unfortunately, what I've discovered as well is many business owners have the wrong view and they're looking at it the wrong way, and they're saying, oh, I didn't realize that it was going to be this hard. It's not worth it. I should just close up shop. I didn't realize there's this external factor I can't control, so I should just go away, move on, do something else. They don't realize what the world is actually saying is, hey, you start a business, here's an obstacle you have to overcome on your journey towards success. And oftentimes that obstacle requires a business owner to look at things differently. It requires them to sometimes consult with others. It requires them to go out and study, to research, to figure out how others have overcome this. It requires them to be creative, to figure out what it is they can do to overcome that obstacle. And each time that they go through that process, they're taking one more step forward on that journey towards the success that they were hoping for, back towards those dreams when they were first starting. And each one of those steps moves them further away from failure. But if they get hit with too many of those, or the hit is too hard, or they don't know how to change based on the punch that they got, then they start to lose hope. And when you lose hope, you look around and everything, like the screen behind me, is bleak and dark. And when things are looking bleak and dark, it's really easy to turn tail and run. Oftentimes, people will turn tail and run when a financial struggle hits them, when maybe they don't have enough leads coming in, when they don't know how to close sales, when they don't know how to create an offer that really sticks. Oftentimes, people are closer to success than they realize, but it feels so far away because all they can see is the darkness. I can't tell how many stories I've read and listened to of other entrepreneurs and successful people who have been through this terrible chasm of trial before they get to the success. There's people who have been in debt hundreds of thousands of dollars because someone basically cheated them or stole from them. I know people who have lost everything multiple times. They're millionaires to broke. I know people who it just took off and then it crashed because they didn't build it right. And then they were like, okay, I've got to figure out how to build it right. So if you're in that position, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, don't let it all look bleak and dark. Realize that a lot of it's your perspective. And if you can somehow turn and see with an eye of hope, you have the opportunity to turn any dark circumstance into a success.